So anybody can convert. I mean, let's take the case of Ravati Masusai. Now, she was a Muslim-born Malaysian woman who was sent to an Islamic rehabilitation center for 6 months because she tried to live as a Hindu.
I think that happens all the time. For a Muslim, you have to look at the diversity. If you are a Muslim, you are converted or you choose to convert. We'll see whether that conversion is being done, she has entered into another religion, voluntary or not, then she will have that right, the choice, the option to decide on her own. I think if you pick up out of 5 million Malaysians, or there are about 12 million Malaysians who have professed certain religion, and there are 2 or 3 cases, I don't think it represents the whole country. And there are quite a number of issues that are more important, bigger than what you are describing. But if you describe out of one, then it becomes a whole picture. I don't think that's right.
It's important because it shows what the state is doing. It shows how it could affect other individuals. I mean, if you take her case, why could she not practice as a Hindu?
No, if she has decided, if ultimately she has decided to become a Hindu, that's up to her.
But she has to go through what she described
because she is a Muslim.
6 months rehabilitation. She says it was like a prison. They say it's a school, but it's actually a prison.
Yeah, out of the how many Muslim women that got converted to Hindus?
She comes out.
She came out and she said that is what had happened. Have they proceeded against her? They have not proceeded against her. They want to make sure that
she now has to live with her mother in order to see her child.
To see her child, whether
she has a child with the Hindu man.
If you follow a certain religion, like you are a member of a certain club, you are subject to certain rules. When you want to get out of that club, then you must make sure you follow that rule in getting out of it. But nobody is going to stop anyone who so strongly profess a certain religion. They want to change to another religion. That's up to them. But it does create the misunderstanding between people, between religions. Malaysia, we have survived because we have kept that compartment rather than the various religions living, practicing a religion without interference. If you see in Malaysia, there are more, Malaysia practices more freedom than even in this country.
But these cases are used and are used as examples of where people fear a creeping Islamization of Malaysia.
I think there is that prejudice rather than creeping Islamization. You must remember that in the Constitution, Islam is the official religion of Malaysia. And at the same time, we have got per capita population.
Is it an Islamic state?
It is an Islamic state, but it is not a theocratic Islamic state. We have said that. Because as far as we are concerned, we do not see the separation, the old rule of separation of church and state as something that is applicable to us. We do not stop people building churches. There are so many churches in Malaysia, more than wherever you can find.
But you have Sharia courts operating.
No, Sharia court is for the Muslims.
Only for the Muslims?
It's for the Muslims. It's not, please don't get...
But you have this system because of the amendment in 1988 where there seems to be confusion over when Sharia law applies and when...
I think that I know that you have looked at certain parts of it and you try to dissect it. Okay, when there is, on matters pertaining to Sharia, the jurisdiction is given to the Sharia court. On matters pertaining to Sharia, if there is any conflict between the two laws, between the Sharia or civil laws, it is for the court to decide. But this is done in the courts. We use the rule of law in order to determine rights and to determine which law is applicable. And I think that is a correct way of approaching this subject. Malaysia is not an easy country to govern. It is easier for commentators to say this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But I think you have to live in it to see how to govern the country. And I think overall, we are very happy in what is happening in our country, and whatever weaknesses, we'll overcome them.
When your Prime Minister, Abdullah Ahmed Badawi, became Prime Minister, he promised to do a number of things, not least tackle corruption. And yet, a survey by PERP, which is a Hong Kong-based consultancy, showed that corruption is perceived to have worsened in Malaysia this year. Does he accept he has a lot more to do?
Yes, I think we agree with that. We have to do a lot more in terms of ensuring good governance, ensuring our fight against corruption can be overcome. I think this is a perennial problem that needs to be tackled, and it has to be tackled with the law as well as with education. That's why we have established the Institute of Integrity, in order to inculcate that sense of good governance, values, which is necessary, sense of morality. When we have problems, we identify them and we try to tackle them.
Is it not going as fast as you would hope? Do you accept that?
No, I think in some areas it is slow, in some areas it is moving in the right direction. But there are problems.
Dato Sri Syed Hamid.
Thank you very much.
Many thanks.
Thank you.